The ghosts of the 1990s have returned to confront Hillary Clinton. How could ISIS's development of surface-to-air missiles be a good thing? And 75 times that Barack Obama has broken the law. My name is Howard Riell, and this is Riell Truth. You're listening to the American Freedom Network, streaming live around the world at AmericanNewsNet.com and on Facebook and YouTube and Tumblr and in the book Riell Truth, Stay Angry. And of course, as always, broadcasting out across the Colorado Front Range on KHNC, Johnstown, Colorado, 1360 AM The Lion. Our call-in number is 877-254-7524. My friends, it's Thursday, the end of a long week, at least broadcast-wise. Let's make the next hour count. Item from the London Telegraph. Islamic State fighters have managed to make their own thermal batteries for surface-to-air missiles, according to a new report. The batteries have been manufactured in a University of Jihad in the de facto capital of the Islamic State of Iraq and Levant, Raqqa, according to videos shown to Sky News. Their development would be highly significant. While the group has captured large quantities of old missiles, few have been put to use as their batteries have decayed. ISIL have been pushing back in recent months in both Syria and Iraq thanks to their inability to strike back at air attacks from the Western allies and now from Russian jets. British and other jets could now theoretically be at risk, though the most modern Western fighters are probably beyond the threat posed by older surface-to-air missiles of the sort owned by the Syrian army, which ISIL would have taken. Unquote. And so the threat, the danger is greater than ever. How could this be a good thing? Well, I'll tell you how. I'm old enough to remember the 60s and watching all those films come over TV about the fighting in Vietnam. It made it real. I wasn't just reading about it, hearing about it, I was actually seeing about it, and it showed me the slaughter that was going on in Vietnam. Well, if the ISIL fighters, were to use these weapons, surface-to-air missiles, and actually cause any real damage, maybe that would be a wake-up call to the Western powers that instead of playing footsie with these guys, that we need to crush them there and everywhere, that we need to wage war on global Islamic jihad. If that happens, if somehow these weapons produce a spark that lights a fire in the West, that will end up having been a good thing because, my friends, there is very little fire in the West. We are so complacent, so fat, dumb, and happy. We read about terrible, terrible things happening, and yeah, but there's something good on TV, and so I'm not really going to bother myself about it. Eventually, there's going to be an episode that will capture our attention. I just hope it's not so bad. But if these surface-to-air missiles, these SAM missiles, can accomplish it, then there will have been a silver lining in the clouds. Item from InfoWars, an experienced police officer has revealed that 14 of the 15 culprits arrested so far who were involved in the mass sexual molestation of women in Cologne, Germany on New Year's Eve were newly arrived Syrian immigrants. Stop. What's that you say, my friends? That's right. Exactly like the Syrian immigrants that Barack Obama is bringing here, whose numbers have ranged anywhere from 10,000 to as many as 250,000. Just last week, a revelation that 100,000 are already here. So these people, this group, this little army of 1,000 Muslims walking through Germany, a mass sexual molestation of women. You don't have to watch it on video, my friends. It's probably coming to your city. Thanks to the Democrats and thanks to the Americans, so stupid, so hopelessly lost, that they voted for Barack Obama and can't wait to vote for Hillary Clinton. Item from Reuters. Paris police shot dead on Thursday a man wielding a knife after he tried to enter a police station, shouting Allahu Akbar and wearing what turned out to be a fake suicide belt. The incident took place exactly 1 year after the deadly Islamist militant attacks on the Charlie Hebdo satirical magazine in the French capital, and also just minutes after President Francois Hollande had given a speech in another part of Paris to mark the anniversary. The man may have been wearing something that could be a suicide belt, Interior Ministry spokesman Pierre-Henri Bandet told BFM TV. Later, it was shown to be a fake. France has been on high alert ever since the shootings last January at the Charlie Hebdo office and at a Jewish supermarket in which 17 people died over 3 days. Security concerns were further heightened in November when 130 people were killed in the capital in coordinated shootings and suicide bombings that targeted a music hall, bars, restaurants, and a soccer stadium. Unquote. My friends, unless I'm very much mistaken, here in the United States, we have music halls and bars and restaurants and stadiums and Muslims. Item from the Washington Post. The ghosts of the 1990s have returned to confront Hillary Clinton, released from the vault by Donald Trump and revved up by a 21st century version of the scandal machine that almost destroyed her husband's presidency. This is a moment that her campaign has long expected. What remains to be seen is whether a reminder of allegations of sexual impropriety against Bill Clinton, which were deemed to have varying levels of credibility when they were first aired, can gain new traction in a different context. The fresher case being made is that Hillary Clinton has been, at a minimum, hypocritical about her husband's treatment of women, possibly even complicit in discrediting his accusers. Unquote. My friends, Hillary knew what was going on and did nothing. She didn't care if women were being molested, allegedly. She wasn't about to leave Bill Clinton because he was her meal ticket to anything she wanted in life, number two. Number three, she led the attack pack against these women who allegedly had been molested by her husband. She went after them, tried to destroy them. So Hillary Clinton can yap about being the women's candidate all she wants. It's just another example of her lying, bald-faced lies to the American people, of her not giving a rip about her fellow women, of doing anything she can to become president, including stepping over the bodies of all those women who were, allegedly, molested sexually by her husband, Bill Clinton, who is well known to be a piece of trash. Well, birds of a feather flock together, and so I guarantee you, even though I don't know Hillary Clinton personally, I've followed her for years, she is also a piece of trash, just like her husband, and it says something very, very bad about America that she might be our president. It's Thursday. It's Riell Truth. I will be back.
Howdy, folks. Have you ever thought about having your own backyard chickens? Now you have a source for certified organic, no GMO, no soy chicken feed. HappyHens.biz can even deliver, or you can pick up. Call me down to 303-829-5948 or go to HappyHens.biz for pricing and ingredients. At HappyHens.biz, we love HappyHens.biz. Or call us at 303-829-5948. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Earth. How many times have you gone into a health food store and are confused as to the many different brands and prices on the same herbal supplements? You want to buy the cheapest, but you're afraid that quality is less, so you buy the most expensive. Truth is, the cheapest may be better. Green Earth herbal supplements are all manufactured in our Creek Ridge, Colorado plant at 4565 Kipling Street, using the highest quality herbs that we source from all over the world. Our 150 different herbal supplements are the most potent and safest in America. Our guarantee is your money back, no time limit. Just return the bottle empty or full, no questions asked. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name to get this help. Or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372.
The Lord brings the counsel of the nations to nothing. He makes the plans of the people of no effect. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he has chosen as his own inheritance. Psalm 33, verses 10 through 12.
Okay, welcome back to Riell Truth, my friends. Jamie Glasov, former guest on this show, He's got an interview program called the Glazov Gang. One of his guests, also a former guest on this show, Noni Darwish, former Muslim who now goes around the world teaching the world exactly what Islam is. Here's Noni Darwish.
This is a fan-generated show. If you would like to support us, please go to uniquebible.com and also the ratings.
All right, my friends, if you want to hear the rest of what Noni Darwish has to say, and you should because she's a brilliant woman and she's saying amazing things, go to my Facebook page, Riell Truth Radio. That's Riell. You will find this video there. You can watch it in its entirety. You can share it. Maybe let your kids watch it too. I think that'd be a pretty good idea. Item from the Right Scoop. A group of Muslims in northern Texas has created what may be the first official Sharia law system in the United States. The Sharia Tribunal in Irving, Texas, is trying to assure Americans they're not planning to follow the type of Sharia law practiced in Muslim countries. In those places, severe punishments are common. Women have very few rights, and blasphemy against Muhammad can result in a death sentence. But Tribunal Judge Imam Mujahid Bakah has denied that will happen in America. Quote, the misconception about what they see through the media is that Sharia means cut the head, chop the hands, cut the hands. We are not that, he said. We are not here to invade the White House or invade Austin, Texas. Unquote. Well, my friends, they may be telling the truth or they may not. The only way for us to be absolutely safe is to have them invade some other country. Item from WorldNet Daily. The cover-up of New Year's Eve's sex mobs of Arabic and North African migrants in Germany continues to grow. Cologne Mayor Henriette Recker said Wednesday women should adopt a, quote, code of conduct to discourage men from committing sexual assault. Gangs of migrants went on a crime spree last Friday night, which overwhelmed police and left scores of women at their attackers' mercy. The mayor suggested women keep at arm's length from strangers, travel in groups, and ask bystanders for help. Stop right there. My friends, listen, at some point, stupidity morphs into insanity. Germany, stupidly, insanely, brought in tens of thousands of Muslims into their country. Now those Muslims are doing, well, what Muslims do. They're spreading violence and sexual assault. And so the answer, in this mayor's opinion, is not to get the hell rid of the Muslims, but to tell German women how to act? This is insanity. No surprise, the Holocaust sprang from Germany, so I know it's an insane country. It's also a country, by the way, that's getting its just desserts now for the outrages it committed not just in the 30s and 40s, but going back centuries. In Hebrew, it's mida keneged mida. God repays in like. Karma, what you put out, you get back. Yin and yang, call it whatever you want. It's coming back to Germany now in spades, and they are reacting with typical stupidity and insanity. Item from Reuters. A majority of Britons who have made up their minds would vote to leave the European Union in a forthcoming referendum, making Britain by far the most reluctant member of the 28-nation bloc, an opinion poll published on Thursday showed. While 21% of voters are still undecided, 43% want to leave the EU, and 36% want to stay, the survey showed. Unquote. My friends, the EU and bodies like it are bad for the world because it encourages, in fact, it's the very building blocks of globalism, and globalism is a terrible, terrible evil that the elites among us have been trying to establish for decades, excuse me, if not centuries. The European Union is a bad idea. All these trade unions like the EU are bad ideas, on top of which the European Union has always been anti-Israel and pro-terrorist. And so I will make no bones about it when the EU goes the way of the dodo. Item from jihadwatch.org. Dateline Cairo, Egypt. A bus carrying Israeli tourists was attacked near the pyramids by a group of 16 gunmen, according to Egyptian security sources, who added that the tourists were not injured. According to Jerusalem Radio, the Israelis involved in the incident are a group of Arabs. Nobody reported injuries, according to the broadcasters, which added there were scenes of panic following the attack. Scenes of panic, my friends, and utter stupidity. We'll be back.
Howdy, folks. Have you ever thought about having your own backyard chickens?
Now you have a source for certified organic, no GMO, no storage chicken meat, and doctors and even delivery where you can pick up. Call Eagle Animal.
military news, revealing the gift of life by giving blood. You can make a difference that directly affects someone else's life. This message is from Census, the uniform people in Groovy. Call 352-2233. They're on the air because they care. The one of the most admired outsourcing companies in America. Census.
My name is Howard Riell. The name of the show is Riell Truth. Welcome back. My friends, if you are on the verge of supporting and then voting for Hillary Clinton, I'm going to rescue you from making a mistake that you will regret the rest of your life, and certainly the rest of us will regret it the rest of our lives. Here is Judge Jeanine Pirro talking about your former Secretary of State and mine. The title, and you'll find this on my Facebook page too, The Case Against Hillary Clinton.
Tonight, my opening a little different.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Judge. My verdict is that Hillary Clinton is a lying pig. Now, to all the listeners of my show who are of the Muslim, I was going to say faith, but who belong to the cult of Islam, you don't think you're getting a fair break on this show? Well, I'm going to go you one better. I'm going to throw out some quotes here straight from the Quran just to help people get acquainted with your lovely little cult. So here are quotes straight from the Quran. 191, Surah number 2, 191 to 193, quote, slay them wherever you come upon them, meaning non-Muslims, and expel them from where they expelled you. Persecution is more grievous than slaying. But fight them not by the holy mosque until they fight you there. Then if they fight you, slay them. Such is the recompense of unbelievers. That's you and me. But if they give over, surely Allah is all forgiving, all compassionate. Fight them till there is no persecution in the religion of Allah's. Then, if they give over, there shall be no enmity save for evildoers. 498. Okay, Quran lesson is interrupted. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More real truth to come. All done, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you on Monday.